Here's how you can make compost right in your garden without using a compost bin or a compost pile. These 3 simple and mess-free methods turn your waste into rich, healthy soil without needing any extra space or tools. The best part is, the compost goes straight to your plants where it's needed the most. Let's look at 3 easy ways to compost directly in your garden bed. Method 1. Turn old plastic bottles into root feeders. Giving plants fertilizer right at their roots is one of the best ways to help them grow faster and healthier. And here's a smart, low-cost method to do it. By using old plastic bottles. This method turns your soil into a living compost system. Start by collecting a few plastic bottles from your recycling bin. Wash them well and use a hot pin or a nail to poke lots of tiny holes all around the bottle. On the sides and at the bottom. These holes will let water and nutrients slowly leak out into the soil. Then, cut off the top of the bottle, but don't remove it completely. Leave one side attached so it acts like a flap that you can open and close. Next, dig a small hole near your plant. And bury the bottle, leaving just a little bit of the top sticking out. Make sure it's close to the roots, but not touching them. Now you have a mini composting tube right beside your plant. Now, start preparing a mixture of kitchen scraps like fruit peels, crushed eggshells, weeds, or leftover veggies. And fill these bottles with it. To help everything break down faster, pour a little water into the bottle after adding waste. During hot days, do this every day or every other day. Within a few days, the waste starts to ferment and release nutrients directly into the soil. When your plants are young and still growing, they need nitrogen to build strong leaves. Weeds or green leaves work great here, but once your plants start flowering, like tomatoes, You should switch to potassium-rich waste, like chopped banana peels. This change gives your plants exactly what they need at each stage. This bottle method not only feeds your plants, it also cuts down your kitchen waste and helps the soil stay rich and healthy. Over time, your garden soil becomes darker, lighter to touch, and full of nutrients. It's a simple and clever way to recycle and garden at the same time, so don't throw away those bottles. Turn them into root feeders and watch your garden thrive. The second method is a liquid fertilizer made by fermenting fruit peels. This one is often called liquid gold by gardeners because of how effective it is. Start by cutting all your fruit peels into small pieces. The smaller they are, the faster they break down. Now, take a large plastic bucket or container with a loose-fitting lid. Fill it halfway with the chopped peels. And then pour in clean, non-chlorinated water until the bucket is nearly full. If you only have tap water, let it sit out overnight so the chlorine can evaporate. The next important step is to add a few handfuls of plain garden soil into the bucket. This might sound strange, but it's actually very important because garden soil is full of natural microbes. These tiny organisms help break down the peels and start the fermentation process. Once your bucket is full of peels, water, and soil, stir it well and cover it lightly. Do not seal it tightly because this mixture needs to breathe. You can cover it with a cloth or something breathable so that air can enter, but insects stay out. Then, place the bucket in a warm, shaded spot and let it sit. Every few days, open the lid and stir it gently. You'll start to notice a fruity, slightly sour smell after a few days. That's completely normal. It means fermentation is happening. Let this mixture ferment for about 2 to 3 weeks. The longer you leave it, the stronger it gets, but don't leave it too long. After the fermentation is complete, strain the liquid using a cloth or fine mesh. Now this is very strong, so you must dilute it before using it on plants. Mix 1 cup of this liquid with 10 cups of clean water. That makes it safe for plant roots and gentle enough to use regularly. Use this diluted liquid to water the base of your plants or even spray it on their leaves. This fertilizer is full of potassium, phosphorus, calcium, magnesium, and other micronutrients that support plant health, flowering, fruiting, and root growth. If you have tomatoes, eggplants, peppers, or flowering plants, you'll notice a big improvement in their growth and productivity. You can use this once every 7 to 10 days. After straining, don't throw away the leftover fruit pieces. You can bury them in your garden soil, compost them, or use them as mulch around fruit trees. They'll keep breaking down slowly and continue feeding your soil. This method is not only useful, but also helps reduce waste in your kitchen. You're recycling what you would have thrown away and giving your garden something very powerful in return. Method number 3, compost right on your garden paths. If you don't have space for a compost pile or bin, you can still compost your garden waste right on the pathways between your garden beds. This method is especially great if you have a small space or live in a city. Instead of throwing away weeds, dry leaves, and old plant trimmings, spread them along the garden paths where you walk. If you already have wood chips or mulch on your paths, even better, they'll help speed up the composting process. As the plant materials sit on the path, they slowly break down over time due to sun, rain, and tiny organisms in the soil. This is called in-situ composting. That simply means the composting happens right where the waste is placed. No bins or piles needed. As the material breaks down, it turns into rich, dark compost. After a few weeks or months, you'll notice the materials turning soft and crumbly. At this point, you can scoop it up and spread it in your garden beds, it's free fertilizer, and you didn't even need to build anything. This method saves you time and space. While you walk through your garden, the waste under your feet is quietly turning into powerful compost. It also has a few other benefits. For one, the layer of waste on your paths helps keep weeds from growing, since it blocks sunlight. It also helps the ground hold moisture, which is super helpful during dry weather. Using your garden paths as composting zones is a smart and natural way to reuse your garden waste. It's perfect if you're busy, have limited space, or just want to keep things simple. Let nature do the work, and you'll end up with beautiful, fertile soil without lifting much more than your garden fork. Method number 4, which is more of a solid fertilizer or soil amendment. This is especially good if you're preparing soil for planting or want to feed your plants slowly over time. For this method, you'll again need fruit peels, but you'll also need worm castings and fish meal powder. Worm castings are the black, crumbly compost made by earthworms. They're full of beneficial microbes and nutrients, and are one of the best things you can add to soil. Fish meal powder is made from ground up fish and contains a lot of nitrogen, which helps in leafy growth and early development of plants. Start by chopping your fruit peels into small pieces, just like before. Then, in a large container or tub, add a handful of worm castings, followed by a handful of chopped peels. Sprinkle a small amount of fish meal powder on top. Keep layering like this: worm castings, fruit peels, fish meal, until you've used everything. Mix it all together thoroughly. This mix will start to heat up a little, especially if the weather is warm. That's a good sign that microbes are active and breaking things down. Let this mixture sit for about 3 to 5 days in a shaded area. Stir it once a day so that it gets air and doesn't develop any bad smells. You'll notice it smells earthy and sweet, not rotten, which is exactly what you want. After a few days, this mixture is ready to use. You can dig small holes around your plants and add a handful of this mixture into each hole. Then cover it with soil. Water gently. The nutrients will slowly release into the soil and feed your plants over time. Another great way to use it is during soil preparation. If you're planting new seedlings or vegetables, dig a shallow trench, fill it with this mix, then cover with soil and plant on top. Your plants will grow strong roots and get a steady supply of nutrients as they grow. This mix is especially good for heavy-feeding plants like tomatoes, pumpkins, melons, cabbage, and fruit trees. The combination of potassium from peels, nitrogen from fish meal, and microbial life from worm castings makes this a complete, balanced soil booster. The best part is that everything in this method is organic and natural. There are no synthetic chemicals, and everything comes from nature: kitchen waste, worms, and fish. You're not just feeding the plants, you're feeding the soil life that supports the whole garden. Healthier soil means healthier plants, and healthier plants mean more fruits, flowers, and vegetables for you. Method number 5. Dig a compost hole right in the soil. This method is great if your soil is hard, or you can't afford raised beds or compost bins. It's called the compost pit method, and all you need is a shovel and your food scraps. Pick a spot in your garden where you want to grow something later. Dig a hole about the size of a bucket. Deeper if you have more waste. Then fill it with organic materials like fruit peels, veggie scraps, grass clippings, dry leaves. These waste items are full of nutrients that your plants will love. After filling the hole, cover it with soil. If you already have some compost, you can sprinkle a layer of it on top to help speed things up. Mark the spot with a stick or a stone so you remember where it is. Now, wait a few weeks. During this time, the waste will slowly break down underground. Earthworms and other tiny helpers in the soil will move in to help with the process. By the time you're ready to plant, the waste will have turned into soft, rich compost. The soil will be dark and easy to dig. It will also be full of moisture, making it perfect for planting. This method is not only easy, it's completely mess-free. There's no smell because everything is underground. There's no need to turn or mix anything. Just dig, fill, cover, and wait. Over time, if you keep repeating this method across your garden, you'll turn even the toughest soil into fertile ground that grows strong, healthy plants. And best of all, you don't have to buy anything. No tools, no bins, just you, your waste, and a shovel. This is nature's way of composting, and it works every time.